This is Life with Touché, Touché, Touché.
What's up, y'all?
I'm Shay.
And I'm Cheesy.
This is Life with Touché. So we have a discussion we're gonna get into today. Before we get into that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, hit your bell notification so y'all know when we post. And y'all seen the titles and the thumbnail, so y'all already know what we get into today.
Cheers before.
Alright.
Cheers. Show y'all bring your cup heavy.
I'm about to say, no, I got a little bit more then. What we changing to? Show just cheers.
I'm a bit. Cheers.
Cheers to blessings.
To blessings.
Overflow. Yeah.
Life.
Yeah.
Cheers to testimony. Woo. Testimony.
Living in the testimony.
Yes,
Ooh,
living
thank
and walking.
God.
Cheers to good health. Cheers to always keeping God first, and every day that we have to be alive is a blessing, closer to our dream. Cheers.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Just water, but
Alright, y'all, so it's been a year later that we have walked into our blessing.
Yeah.
I can say that. One of our blessings, about a year ago, we actually, y'all know our testimony. We did a video like this before, but it's basically before we did a year later of since we've been out of our car.
Yeah.
Since we've been like living out our car. Now this is a year later that we've been in our place. It's been a year later that we've, like just trust God and things like that, and that God has been fruitful. God has blessed us. God has put our name on His place.
Yes.
God has provided for us, and He continue to do so. So that was the cheers. Basically, what the cheers is about is just how God has just showed up, how God has restored our faith, how God has, it's just so many things. And this video is just really to encourage you guys.
Yeah.
And we know we get a lot of like emails. I mean, not emails, but like DMs and people to say like your story and stuff. But it's just like we do this for you all, like to encourage the next person, or just
to be authentic in our testimony and just all we're going through. Because of course, as you watch people, we could pick up the camera and we could cut out what we want the world to see, and that's just anybody. But a lot of things we show y'all in real time and authenticity, and of course we added it up. But we just show y'all our journey. So I feel like we should go back and take them go back on the journey, like how it all started, and go from there. So I know we even with started doing YouTube, I feel like God just put that on my heart one day. It's just like, do YouTube. Remember I came to you, I was like, let's do like our talents, like let's do the things we're good at. So little did we know that YouTube was going to be a part of our testimony, because I feel like if we was never recording, I mean, it could be word of mouth, but it was really a part of our testimony.
Yeah.
So when things got tough financially, we had to sleep in the car to the point we did a night routine in the car. We had a dog at the time that we had to let go.
His birthday was just the other day too.
Yeah, so that was tough. I wouldn't say grieving because he's healthy, he's alive, he's healthy, but that was something that was really tough because we wanted him to make it out with us. So, and I don't think we actually sat and talked about it that much after that. Like we was like, oh yeah, he found
that one video was just like, we like left it alone.
Yeah, but honestly, we really went through a lot emotionally. We cried, for days, weeks, especially when we found out, because we were in communication with, his new family, that he got neutered. That was a big thing that really crushed our heart.
That kind of just like.
Yeah, that crushed our heart. So we just gonna try to take y'all on the timeline. We're gonna try to add clips just to show y'all all that happened in a year, and just like she said, to encourage y'all, because God can change your life in a day. And so just imagine you trust God, you lock in what He can do in a year. So going back,
so you went to YouTube, you went to being in the car, you went to
being in the car. And then also in the car we started working out. We started trying to get our bodies together. I don't know, let me go back a little bit. Before being in the car, we actually had to stay at someone's house.
Which was a blessing, bro.
Yeah, that was a blessing, because that prepared us for, okay, now y'all gonna have to be in the car a little bit.
You don't never really hear about people like opening up their home for someone they barely know. And just like, you know what I'm saying? Here you go, here's an apartment that I'm no longer living in, but you can stay here. Like, that's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to tell you, you don't walk past that so many times.
That type of kindness, especially with people knowing what you're going through. And then
we definitely appreciate that.
We didn't even, I know we said it before, but Honestly, it was not in my intentions to ever put what we was gonna go through on camera.
Me neither.
I did not want to do it. You know, I was so against it. And I was just told, you know, you were raised, you don't tell nobody what's in your pockets. You don't tell nobody like what you really going through. So how do we even get to the decision to like, let's record and be real?
Because, okay, so we was going through tough times. We already knew we was going to, like we
lose the apartment.
Yeah, like, you know, God had like put that on my heart, put that in my like dream and things. So he kind of already pre-showed me this. And I woke up a little nervous. Like I wanted to tell Shay, but I was also like, be mindful of how you tell her, because it could come off someone like, hey, I had a dream and we were sleeping in the car. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying? So I had to make sure she was calm and just take my time with, you know, God and asking him to direct us. But the thing that I did tell you was it wasn't for that long. Like, I remember it was like for a couple of months. And I told you that same day. Like, I was like, it was just
once we finally talked about it.
A couple of months. Like, it wasn't like a whole year, which is grateful enough. And it was just like, it happened, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was like a warning that should we be working, should we do this? And I could say that some of it is on us. I'm not gonna say a little, but some of it is on us. When we was in the car, we was not trying to work. We was trying to chase our dreams with YouTube fully. We wasn't trying to like do nothing else. We was dedicated, locked in. But it's also like, if I think about it, we like always say how hard we worked multiple jobs and stuff like that. So we could have. I honestly feel like it probably wouldn't have been so. It wouldn't have been so much of a testimony if we did it. You know what I'm saying? So,
and also too, while being in the car, it sounds easier to say to get a job, but then how we have made, even we did actually work at the time. We did DoorDash at the time. So when we would get paid, we would go get hotels, and we showed y'all a lot of that. We get hotels.
And even before we lost the apartment, we would still go and do DoorDash.
Yeah, so we were trying. It's just that we had this dream, like, you know what, we're gonna work for ourselves, we're gonna be at this level, and I'm still grateful we still have that dream. God just altered it, because, you know, we were chasing the wrong things. Yeah, he flipped it. Yeah, we were chasing the wrong things. So like she said, part of that was on ourselves. We wasn't saving as much, you know, as we could. You know, we were just doing the best we can, and we all fall short. As I said, righteous man falls 7 times, and that was just one of the moments we had to fall, whether we wanted to or not. We had to fall. And then coming from like being in the car, we started meeting people, you know, like we started knowing, okay, this is not the type of stuff we need to be into. This is things we need to do. We worked out. We started really locking in, you know, and I'll never forget, like we were just at that Walmart parking lot to the point where we had to keep putting like bags up in the car, like to go to sleep. And once we got rid of,
it was hot too.
Yeah, but it was a little sad to me. Is like we actually went through a season in the car, like from being hot, then it started getting cold. I'm like, oh my gosh, how long are we in this car? Like, it's a whole nother season, you know? And that's when I was like, what are we gonna do? So then
and it was like the days was going by so slow.
Yeah. And it's like we were still, you know, recording, trying to put out videos. We was blessed enough to still have food. We had a cooler, like it was like in the back of us. Like, we kept saying, this our refrigerator. We just kept having faith. So even when it looked ugly, even when the world judging you, a lot of people like, oh, they dumb, they in the car, or they ain't have to be, you know, like a lot of films, like, y'all could, it don't gotta be that way. It's just, we feel like this is something we needed to go through with God.
Yeah, and I'm about to say, back to your question, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you had said, like, what made us pick up the camera and stop recording? Like, because I remember, like, we had did a fast, and we was like, God, back to what we were saying, we knew like the things we was around was just like, okay, yeah, we can go in this direction, but it's just like, it was going against our morals, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was going against things that we really like disagree with, like video ideas and stuff, and we were just like, okay, can we do it? Yeah, we can do it real quick, and then once we get to a level, we just could do how we want to do it, but it's just like, it was just, we was doing too much, you know what I'm saying? You know when you just do too much, so we was doing too much.
The wrong things. Yeah. Trying to get to the right things.
And then it was just like, we fast.
Yeah.
And I remember we was like worshiping God. We was doing a whole lot of things. Like basically our whole day was just talking to God, devoting ourselves to God, reading our word, writing, meditating, you know, like letting him talk and things. And it was tough. I can't remember how long it was for, but it was for a little while. And then I remember God was like, pick up the camera. Yeah. I remember we was in that studio room, we wiped down the board, we was like, man, all this stuff and just go. And then I was like, we gotta pick up the camera. I don't know who it was between me and you, but I was just like,
no, I remember telling you, like, I was like, I don't wanna record and say like that we don't have no money at that time, that we have to leave. And I remember like that day we sat in that car. I remember because we did that video in that car. We were at the clip. And we just like, we move and we don't know where, we just let it all out. In a way that was like our outlet, because the family didn't know what was going on. Like they knew we was trying to chase our dream, but they didn't know like
they didn't know nothing. They didn't know nothing. They didn't know at times the lights was off. They didn't know signs we wasn't eating.
Phone was off.
They ain't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like literally nothing too. Like when y'all saw it, like, and then we didn't try to do it like that, but it just like, I guess it was a pride thing, but it was also like, we don't want y'all to worry, and we don't want y'all to sit there and like and make it like, you know what I'm saying, like you gotta do something. Like there's nothing you can do. It's just something we gotta walk through. It's something we gotta go through. So
and this is, to be completely honest, this is no disrespect to neither one of our families. This is me being real in general. Sometimes your family would not believe in the dreams you have. Sometimes they might not even support it. They just don't understand. Or even some family might support you along the way, but they might tell you like, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Just know, even like reading Tabitha Brown book, she said her husband didn't believe as much as she did. So if you are somebody dealing with, or you dealing with somebody and you see they have a dream and you don't see it as much, just pray. And you kind of got to take a step back, because
they got that dream for a reason.
Sometimes,
they got that for a reason.
God might tell me something that she just might not understand. Like a lot of times with your creativity, you like, should I do that? I'm like, I don't know, babe, because I don't see it the way you see it in your mind and your brain. So like I said, there's no disrespect to even one of our families, and I'm not saying that they didn't believe. I'm saying in general. I know a lot of times, like I hear a lot of people like, oh, my family. It's because, you know, family, you up under them. It's comfort. So they know you tell them like, yeah, I'm gonna be a movie maker. You be like, okay, that's what's up. But then when you gotta go to LA and live out your car for 2 years, it's like, where your movie making plan? You know what I'm saying? So just have that mindset. That's why you gotta get with God, because sometimes most of the time, people not gonna understand your journey. They will not know, and they're not gonna know what you gotta go through. They might think your decisions aren't the best decisions, and they might not be, but it's gonna be a lesson that God's gonna teach you in the end. So it can get hard sometimes, because sometimes I didn't even want to tell my family some things, because I gotta have the strength to even believe in myself. So I don't even want even an inch of doubt, you know. So or even to bring in the conversation, and I don't even know if I'm sure yet.
And sometimes it's like you can't say stuff in baby form. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's in baby form, sometimes it's just for you. You know what I'm saying? Then others will just see, or just like, then you gotta take the speak, however way it go. But sometimes when you just start out something, you just like, okay, I wanna start this company. Sometimes you ain't gotta tell everybody in your phone log, everybody you walk down the street, or everybody you work with, because sometimes it is having faith. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it is. Okay, but you gotta know when. You know what I'm saying? And in order for you to know when, how, what, you gotta lock in with God. So He gonna give you all of that. But it's just like, you just gotta like lock in with Him. That's all I have to say. Like, I'm about to say take your time, but I'm like, it's really, you just gotta like lock in with Him.
Okay, so from the car, then we went to stay with family, and then that didn't work out, to the point we had to go stay at a hotel. And this is really the blessing in disguise, because at this time, now we're at a good level financially. We're building it up, right? So now we're like, okay, we need to get our own place. So we had to stay.
It was coming around to building up. Cause
it was like, coming around to building up, but you was doing your thing, because I wasn't even really there financially yet. So coming to a place where God showed up and He showed out. Big time. Like big time. And you know, believe it or not, like having to stay at the hotel, I feel like it was a little worse than a car.
I'm about to say, that hotel, y'all, I ain't even gonna. It was a little worse than a car. I've never seen a hotel like that. Like that was a hard
it's not
experience to go to. Like for the car was better than
the hotel. And that sounds crazy.
Being real, like,
because at the car, at least, you know, you go to the public bathroom, you got your soap, you wash up, you brush your teeth.
It was like nobody cleaned the bath, nobody cleaned it. It was like it was like a motel type of thing, but it was like nothing clean.
It's something that can scar you a little bit. Because like we said, a public bathroom, you think about it, you got employees that come and clean that bathroom. Even sometimes public bathrooms could be a little nasty, but imagine a hotel room like that, nobody really come and clean it, and people have been staying. Like to the point we had to get in the shower with like shower shoes. We didn't want to touch the sink. It was so yucky. Like, we didn't want to touch the bed.
We didn't want to touch nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was really
even
hard.
Having to cook was just so like,
You wanted to get in and out.
Y'all know me. If y'all follow us long enough, y'all know I like to cook.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. It was like 2 burners. We had 1 pot, and it was just like, make it work. And it was just everything around it was dirty, like everything yucky, nasty.
Even the refrigerator, everything was kind of like. Ooh.
Thank you God.
And in that moment though, because we're not complaining, we just showing you like the mental state that we had to go through and still had the faith. In that moment, we got approved for our place a week later.
After getting kicked
a week later,
after things
we got kicked out. That's just
like
we're not gonna get too much into that, but
yeah,
we got approved a week later, and
exact week later. But the thing about it is, I'm gonna tell you this part. We don't get into it too much. But the day we went out and had crazy faith,
man,
and bought stuff for the place we was gonna live in, not even putting in a job, not even putting in the applications to apartments, not doing nothing. We go. We went to a place that was like going out of business.
Yeah.
And everything was like cheap. You know what I'm saying?
90% off, 85%.
But it was good stuff. Like how we got this mirror, y'all see that beautiful mirror? Y'all probably can't see it, but we'll show y'all. $20. That job was like $130. Like,
yeah, that job was expensive. And y'all, we started buying stuff because it was like, we don't have the faith that God really gonna bless us with this.
And it was like that same day we went and got this stuff. The same day we got kicked out, and then a week later,
we got
1 week later.
1 week, not even like a week and a day. 1 week later,
and the grateful thing about it is we was rejoicing.
We just felt like we felt like, okay, God, now you done had us in the car.
Man, we was shouting. We felt so good.
We know your blessing coming because there's no way that we getting this far and you don't got nothing good on the other side. You gotta have, like, God, we know you coming through, and it just, we knew. So once we got approved, honestly, we still had to stay at the place because we had to get our money up to even move in. So when we were still at the hotel, we had to still be humble, like, dang, we got a place, but we gotta save up to go in there. So we still gotta be grateful for what we have, even though we know we got better. Like, it's almost there. And y'all, it was a journey. It was mentally a journey because a lot of times you go through
things. We had to travel to get to where we was going. You know, like, it wasn't like we had to drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had to drive to get to these hotels and stuff like that. But it's like, we had the money now. We went to having no money.
Zero. Now we got the money to do all we need to do.
We drove, we found the hotel, we found, you know what I'm saying? We're just like, dang, like, God, it's so good.
He was making a way because it was so fast that we had to move fast, that he already had to align things. And all we had to do was stay calm. Like I said, God will give you a sound mind, because mentally, that's what I would say, mentally, I could have like lost it almost. Because it's like, once we got to that hotel, I felt my mental could have got real shaky. I'm like,
I felt it before that.
This could either make me or break me. Mentally at that moment, you know, and I just felt like, you know what, I gotta have the most faith. I just gotta pour faith out. I just gotta pour out faith. And she said, we started rejoicing. We like, God, we know. We even wrote down a place that we thought we was gonna move into that we didn't, but we had the faith to write it down. We had to do something.
Yeah.
Even once we started going through the process, I said, baby, we approved. She was like, for real? I had to keep saying we're approved.
Man.
Like, I had to keep saying, I'm like, we gotta speak it out loud, okay? We gotta say this, because we know God has always made a way. He never let us down. They said, when you ask in his son, Jesus' name, things move. They might not move when you want, or how you want, or
but it's
on time.
When you need it.
Move,
and how you need it.
Bigger than you ever could think.
Man.
Or imagine. So 1 year later.
1 year later, also too, when we first moved in, and I was just telling Shay this, I said before we moved in, we was like, hey, we move in earlier, we ain't trying to be in this hotel, we trying, can you move in early, But it is like, if we looked at it, we would have tried to force it, but we probably wouldn't even had enough money, probably wouldn't have got, you know what I'm saying, like, enough to move in, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because we had to.
But by the time we moved in, we had enough to get the stuff we needed, you know what I'm saying? We were still shopping in the process, still getting little stuff like, you know, bathroom stuff, the necessities when
you know
first
how excited that was to know we was at a hotel that was so dirty and nasty that we buying stuff for our place that we got approved for.
Yeah.
It's like that's what they mean bittersweet. It's like, oh, we still gotta go back to this place, but we got stuff for our place.
Yeah, and it didn't feel good at that moment, but we was having faith. Like we was like, we'd be sitting in the car like, oh my gosh. And sometimes we wouldn't want to go in the hotel room just right
away, like. Yeah, you had to prepare yourself to go in and see.
Yeah, like for real. So then it's just like when we moved in here, we had enough to get a blow-up mattress, the blow-up mattress that y'all seen in the jump. Y'all already know. And we had food. We had all that we needed, and we had like $20, $30 left after coming and not having no money. To now we had to get hotel rooms while still saving to move.
We had to make sure our stuff was secure.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
For that.
And we also came in here.
We got us some sheets
and some covers.
Yeah, we sure did.
Man, and God did it.
It's a blessing. And now
we had $20 left to get gas for the rest of the week.
Yep.
The rest of the till we got paid. You know what I'm saying? But
now looking back, a year later, if I'm honestly speaking, we're not exactly where we want to be, but we're so much further than where we were.
Yeah, we're so much better, bro.
So much better. And not even, not even the materialistic thing, it's spiritually to know, like, it do get tough to have faith, but it's so rewarding when, you know, like, okay, God, I knew I believed in you. I knew you was going to do it. It's so much rewarding, and like you said, we better spiritually, better mentally, and I just pray, again, we could do another update around this time next year. We're even better places.
Yes.
Where we are now. Again, we're still not giving up on our dreams. It gets hard, you know.
We can't give up on our dreams. And this for y'all too. Y'all cannot let the dreams go. Yeah. Don't let your dreams go. Yeah. Seriously. Like, I feel like if you let your dreams go, it's like giving up on you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know how people, when you grow up, they say, if you ain't care about you, who else gonna care about you? Or you ain't gonna take care of yourself, who else gonna? It's the same thing. It's like, if you ain't gonna believe in your dream, who else is going to?
And even if you have to, even if it takes you longer to achieve your dreams than you thought, keep going, because everybody's dream is different. And I feel like we're beginning to live in our dream. Honestly, this is like the start. Like I said, we're going to make another video a year from now and look back at this like, wow, that was the beginning of I feel like it's the beginning of our dreams. This moment forward, we've done our part encouraging people. We've done our part telling people, you know, that God will do it from this moment on. He's only going to elevate us.
I ain't doing the stuff God called us to do. And you know what I'm saying?
And I'm not even saying that in a boastful way. He going to elevate us because we take the time to have the faith, and that's why we coming on here, have the faith. He gonna elevate you every time, because when you tell God, hey, I believe in you to do something, he is happy about that. Because if you think about it, a lot of times in order we think that we're in control of ourselves, and we know when you go to God and you ask him for something and then you believe, he really gonna show out. That's because he the creator. He like, wow, okay, my child believe in me.
Yeah. And it's like,
he gonna do
it. He be saying that though. He be like, believe in me. Like, I don't care. Remember,
it's almost disrespectful not to believe in him because he created all, you know?
And it's like, don't have no limits on him either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to be good with God, locked in with God, and locked in with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta know that God is God. He can do any and everything. And you gotta also know your strengths. You gotta also know where you need to improve at. You gotta also know where you need to focus at. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you gotta know you and lock in with you so you can be able to do everything God's showing you too. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, God told me to do it, man. No, you gotta be like, you know what, God told me to do it. I gotta
and that's something I'm trying.
I gotta believe. I gotta have faith. I gotta talk to him. I gotta lock in. I gotta push myself. I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
That's like where I'm at with it, because I've seen God do so much. Now I'm like, okay, God, I know you pushing us to higher. I ain't trying to be like, dang, God. I'm trying to be like, okay, God, like show up, like I'm okay. Because like I said, whenever he calls you to something, it's not in vain. And I try to have that mindset. It's not in vain. And I feel like a lot of people see us like, oh, y'all made it. We are still going through and getting through things. So even though we are better 1 year later, even though we do have a roof over our head now, it's still things that God is still asking us to do. It's still things that we still gotta have new faith for. I realize that too, because we can't use the old faith that got us in here. We gotta have the new faith too, and more faith to get us to the next levels. And that's I feel like what God is challenging my heart now with having more faith, having new faith. Not to think about what we went in the past, but only look at it as a testimony, not look at it as a crutch. Yeah. Because you gonna fail, but I honestly,
well, like in fear either. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to fail. If I'm being honest, I do not want to fail. I don't know who wants to fail, but if I have to humble myself and accept on whatever He wants, and if I classify this failure, because like I said, God sees failure as opportunity. We call it failure. You know, He call it opportunity. You know, so. That's why I'm in with it. I don't want to fail, but I trust that. But I know He would never fail. So even if I do, He won't, period.
Yeah, alright. So going back to everything that happened this year, right? And I went to my book, my prayer book, and it'd be like God be showing me like my prayers. Like He be showing me my older prayers and just allowing me to be like, you see I did that? You see? Yeah, I know we got engaged. Oh, yeah, got engaged. That's man, I've been praying for a long time, and we seen Queen and Ken get married, and it just brought back like things. Cause I never really told you too much, you know. So we talked about it, but how you spent, I'm like, that's how I spent. I've been planning this for a long time, and I almost could have thought like how you say he kept going this month, and it was okay this trip. I was like, man, this year, but I was just like. In a way, I told you I would propose to you a little bit differently, but I went for what you did, and I also went to how like we are. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gotta be big and stuff like that. And I know I would love to do that for you. I still would, but I know it don't matter for you, and it's not my proposal. It's proposal for you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the way it happened is just. It's the way you would kind of like it because you were saying how you didn't want to be around all these people and stuff like that. I get that, but we're not going to stay too much on that. But that is one thing that I put down. We did say like we had both of our names written on the lease. Both names on the lease. We did say that we could overly afford, I mean, coming from the car, overly afford all our bills and being able to pay our bills on time. It's just like helping other people, even paying their bills. I realized that we were talking. I said, we've been praying, God, pray me about it. We be doing that sometimes. The baby healthy. Yeah. She healthy. If y'all know, man, it was, that was different. That was different.
Going through like, you know, heavy bleeding and just overly to the point I couldn't do nothing. It wasn't even safe for me to leave out the house.
She couldn't even do much.
Yeah, and that was a scary thing, you know. And it's just like, look at what we are now, and we hope that y'all
your peace stay with us. I see your peace different.
Yeah, man, my peace gotta be different because I've prayed for stability and God gave me peace, and He did more than I could ever imagine. So it's like it's precious to me. It's very precious to me because I don't know, when I was younger it was so much chaos. I didn't think, oh, let me pray for peace. I was like, I don't know, I'm ready to, you know, I just wanted to get out of it. So the fact that He gave me peace along the way, just, I don't know, my peace different. It's like it's like I said, it's a peace beyond understanding. Like, it's a peace that God gave me, and I'm grateful. Grateful. That's it.
I'm grateful. I said what I had to say.
Yeah. Just know He gonna make a way because we don't have the plans. We don't. Like I said, He could make your plans succeed. You know, many plans of a man's heart, but God's will prevail. So again, He can order your steps, and you can have the plans, and He'll make them succeed. You just gotta lock in with Him. Yeah. And we pray that our journey continue to succeed, and you know, we reach higher heights, and y'all get to see it, and we get to do it together.
And we get to encourage y'all to do it too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing that I feel like we supposed to do, because we was watching something the other day, yesterday. Excuse me, and they were saying that how a lot of people don't show the behind the scenes of how they got there. Like even Tabitha Brown, she said people think I just got success overnight, or I just, you know,
it take work.
It take work, and it's just like a lot of people don't show it. And I feel like with YouTube, and that we can have these memories that our kids can look at, or we even look back ourselves, or encourage the next person, encourage family or whatever. They can always go back, and prayerfully God will continue to allow us to keep going where they can go back and look at. That it ain't always perfect. You ain't gonna always have it figured out. You're gonna have to trust God. You're gonna have to pray to Him. You're gonna have to have faith. So that's what the point of, like, even our channel, you know what I'm saying, our whole YouTube channel and what we do is just to encourage other people, you know, and also do the things that we love to do. But first and foremost, it's like to honor God, to encourage the next, and to do what God bless us with. He bless us with these talents, we gonna do it, you know.
It said work hard and serve God enthusiastically. That's the two things you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Serving God first, like you said, acknowledge Him in all your ways. And like a lot of, like I've noticed in a lot of comedians, they will, oh, God first. Like you said, God first. And everything else you do, He bless you to do it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. I do feel like we
even when everybody else don't understand, you keep doing it, bro.
Yeah, I feel like we are in a time where God is allowing people to do what they love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's how He always wanted to be.
Yeah, like put Him first and He'll even bless you. Sometimes you might not even like it, but I know somewhere along the way, like, you know, even sometimes pastors that ain't want to be a pastor, but you grow a love for it. And like, I just love that, and I pray that we could do what we love and continue to keep God first. So we thank y'all for watching, and we just hope
y'all have a good day, a good week, a good year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
write them goals down, like I said, write the vision down, make it plain. Even if you don't see it happening this year, this month, keep writing it, keep writing
going, and keep applying yourself. Be consistent. Be consistent.
And consistency is the hardest thing because it takes time.
But
and willingness.
You gotta do it. It took us some time to be consistent. I ain't gonna hold you.
And honestly, the other day, I got almost a little discouraged. I'm like, come on, YouTube, we working hard, but
yeah, you gotta keep going.
Gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep going.
Keep going.
Hey, gotta keep going. Hey,
gotta keep going.